Hello, my name is Martin, and this is Let's Play A Wizard's Lizard. A Wizard's Lizard, aside from sounding a little dirty, is a rogue-lite twin-stick action RPG. And if you're not familiar with what that terms mean, twin-stick, basically you can move in a 360-degree angle from kind of an overhead view, as well as shoot in a 360-degree angle. Think Binding of Isaac, but you can make corner shots, basically. It released June 2014. It was developed and published by Lost Decade Games. You can go ahead and get a Wizard Lizard right now during the summer sale for $9.89, but $14.99 normally. So get it while it's on sale, guys. Now, in the game, you play a faithful companion to a very powerful wizard who discovers the secrets of immortality. This pisses off Death, and then Death shows up and takes your master away, and shenanigans begin, adventure starts, and you have to go and basically rescue him, as well as rescue some townspeople from the horrible fate they're going to suffer. What I like about A Wizard's Lizard, aside from its name and the fact that it's making me giggle, is that it's a difficult game, but it also kind of has a form of progression, guys. Basically, as you rescue townspeople, and you also find these things called schematics, you can start upgrading your town of Amberfall. And as you upgrade the town and your blacksmith, you can start buying items and objects that will give you kind of a little bit of a head start into the entire game, basically. And there's also, I think, a way to kind of, I think there's a way to unlock parts of the game later on, so you can just skip right to it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but there's a lot to chew on here, guys, so let's just get to it here. I'm going to hit play. The game does feature also multiple characters right here, guys. I have no idea how to unlock any of them. I only have Raga, the first character that you start off with. And the game is really kind of action-packed, guys. Other than a kind of a quick starting scene, you basically just go straight into the action, which is another thing I enjoy. So let's talk about what you're looking at right here. On the top left, you have my health. To the right of that, you have my abilities, which are my sword, which is what I'm basically going to be attacking with. I have a sprint. To the right of that is kind of like a usable ability, which does a lot of damage. I'm not going to use that right now. I also have a totem. Totems are kind of placeable objects, and depending on what upgrades you have and the things that you may have in your inventory, the totem will change its abilities. Like it could buff you, or debuff your enemies, or have like a greater area of attack. It all really depends on what items you may have. Below my health is the amount of gold I have, and in the top right is my mini-map. And I can also view that by hitting start and hitting the bumpers here and looking at my inventory, as well as the mini-map if I wanted to. So, like I said, you're going to be upgrading your town as you get deeper and deeper into the game. One of the things that's going to be upgrading is right here, this little golden boxer, which is going to give me about 2,000 coins. And I've been playing the game for about 2 hours now, guys. And basically the way you get more gold is you find villagers in the dungeons, randomly generated dungeons. You rescue them, they go back to town, and they give you about 500 gold a pop per each villager that you save. And what this allows you to do is also start buying equipment. As you can see right here, I have quite a bit of equipment to choose from. I think this one is the 2-timer? No, this is just a ring of dexterity. Yeah, I didn't want to buy that. Oh well. Usually I like to buy the spear, but that's okay because this just gives you an opportunity to just pick an item and kind of give yourself a head start. I usually go for the spear. It's just a good distant long-range attack usually, but I can just, because I just wanted to see what the hell the ring was. There's rings that give you the kind of ability to shoot like 2 daggers or 2 swords at once, and I thought that's what that might be. I guess I was wrong though. But anyways, yes, there's a lot of things you'll be upgrading in this town. There's a museum, and there's a whole buttload of stuff here for you to enjoy and kind of see as you progress forward how it kind of starts changing the entire town. This is what I was talking about. These are the different doors. And you can walk up to this shortcut to the crypt, but the way is blocked by mysterious red crystals. And basically you can kind of get eventually a way to kind of skip ahead to the first dungeons. And I'm not sure what this is right here. This is the tavern. Okay. I'm not really sure what point the tavern serves. There's a lot of secrets in this game too. A lot of little interesting tidbits and nuggets here. But we're going to just get into the game's action here, guys, because that's kind of thing I want to show you, obviously, here. And one of the things I want to note, obviously, is that this game does feature controller support, and it does it very well, guys. I plugged in my little Logitech controller, and it started working right away, and it's very responsive, very smooth. All the directions work very well. I can make those corner shots just very accurately, very well, and it does a really good job of kind of responding to the direction I want to throw it in. Yes, basically kind of Binding of Isaac style. If you've played those types of games, you're going to be kind of, or Our Darker Purpose, whatever game you have played. You're going to be kind of making your way through these procedurally generated rooms, fighting monsters, finding loot, and eventually facing a boss as you progress deeper and deeper into the dungeon. Like for instance, here we found one of the chests, a chest here to loot. So let's go ahead and loot that now. And it's going to give you a random item. It's going to give me, oh, it looks like a shaman helm. You can hit the pause button and it'll basically describe to you what each item does. This one decreases attack cooldown, equipped to finger. Shaman helm decreases totem cooldown, and equipped to head. You can also farm zombies if you wanted to by kind of running over their grave here. And there's just a lot, like I said, a lot of secrets here for you guys to enjoy. Good lord. Ow. That was one of those abilities I was using there. I was talking to you guys about. That's the ability that basically kind of like a bomb thing. I was going to describe it. It kind of shoots out, hits a bunch of enemies. I'm trying to avoid these guys. There is a tomato though, so even if I do get hit, that's okay. Because like I said, there's items here to help you restore your health. Carrots, vegetables, things like that, meat will restore your health. Basically, it's the equivalent of a heart, basically. You can also buy them by running into random shops that you'll find throughout the area in the game. Hopefully we'll run into one here and I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's blow that up. And there's just a lot of environmental hazards to worry about. Spikes and traps and graves and a lot of different things to be worrying about here. The game, like I said, is not necessarily the most easiest game in the world. And the first few hours, you're going to spend probably, I would say, a good amount of time just kind of farming the first area, getting some, basically, villagers to save. Which I think they're on the second or third board. I'm not 100% sure. And the reason you're going to be doing this is that you need to kind of get your starting gold up, basically. Your gold that you're going to be progressing with. The one that kind of transfers with you from game to game. Gosh dang, I'm taking a lot of stupid damage. Oh, that's okay though. I got raw meat for that, so that's alright. That is the town egg. That is the dungeon exit. And this game does have like a weird way. It kind of has a very strange form of progression. You kind of move from area to area as if they were boards. Without having the board. I think the boss is on the third area here. So I'm actually going to head back here just in case there's something we miss. Normally I would take the time to farm the crap out of these zombies. And that's something I highly suggest you to do if you're playing this game, is to farm the crap out of zombies. I'm going to go to the right here because there could be items, there could be anything in here. And anything could be very useful. So this is one of the shops I was talking to you guys about. Now, Spelunky style, I could attack this shopkeeper and then take all those items. But Spelunky's style, he is super fast, super pissed off, and super strong and has a lot of hit points. I would not suggest doing that unless you're very confident in your skills and you have a buttload of starting items. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's really anything in here other than a grave, which I don't really need to deal with. So we're going to ignore that. If you're kind of curious why there's been blue ghosts for me every time I kill something, well, that's because the game is a very interesting mechanic. It really is kind of a stress-free game. When you die, you don't die. You enter the afterlife. And there's only certain things in the game that you can do by actually dying. There's certain secrets, I guess you could say, from dying. And actually, I'll get a good chance to show you... Gosh, stupid zombie. I'll get a good chance to show you that mechanic here in the next board. And how that all works out. So let's go ahead and move out here to the next board. I skipped the cutscene, just wanted to head to the next area here. And we're going to go ahead and try to collect more loot, of course. And maybe we'll probably... Oh, I'm going to try to end this video with, guys. I'm going to do my very best here. As you can see, there's more environmental hazards here, by the way. There's birds and... Son of a bitch! Oh, these freaking birds, man! Oh! Okay, I gotta make this shot here. There we go, he's dead. Alright. What was it saying though? Environmental hazards. Oh, this is one of the schematics I was talking to you guys about. You buy these basically, and I've now unlocked the lantern, which is not really that useful. But hey, it's something that I've unlocked, so that's kind of neat. Basically, you kind of have to play with the life and death mechanic, and like, okay, right here, this area right here, you can see here, this is completely blocked off to me. I cannot access that key. But if I were to die a horrific and horrible death by, let's say, running into a spike, suddenly everything's changed. Everything's very colorful and bright. And now I'm fighting the spirits of the undead, but I got the chance to get that key, and it's just a really interesting way to kind of play with the dynamics of life and death. And there is ways to come back. You don't have to stay dead, guys. Basically, you can find rooms that will bring you back to life, like that one there. And now I'm at a very minimal amount of health, I'm not going to lie to you, and that's very uncomfortable, but the point is I got that key out of that room, and now I can use it on, well, hopefully something. It really doesn't really say what the hell that key is for. All it says is it's slime key, which I don't know what the hell that means. There's more shops here, but I've already bought a schematic, so I'm not going to be able to buy anything from this guy, unless those prices suddenly dramatically drop, which I doubt. But there is a treasure chest in this room, so I can take that. I got a book of totems, which looks like I got a lot of totem items, which is pretty cool. I got the increases the totem raise, increases the totem duration, increases totem effect, increases totem cooldown. Totems are kind of useful. I don't use my totems as much as I probably should. I definitely use my weapon more than anything else. Battle Mage Gauntlets. Increases soul power equipped to hands. Alright, so the soul power, again, that's the, those are the skulls there, basically the bombs, if you will. And now we're going to have to... Oh, good lord, that sucks. Okay. That could have easily cost me my life right there. And that is one of the kind of frustrating aspects to this game. And one of the things that can be just... You can get very overwhelmed very, very quickly if you're not careful. But like I said, the game's hard. It's meant to be that way. And I enjoy that at the same time. I gotta be careful. This bird, okay. The bird is a giant dick. Okay, the spirits aren't going to hurt me. That bat will, though. Alright, he's dead. Stupid zombies. And you can basically kind of destroy everything and find items here and there and everywhere. It looks like I can take about one more shot before I die here. Also, every time you find an item, by the way, it will be added to the museum. So as you basically unlock more and more items, and you're like, oh, I don't know what that item does. Well, you can go to the museum and kind of give yourself a refresher, or at least what it looks like and what kind of view your masterful collection. You're like, oh, I've done so well. Alright, so we've basically found the end here of this dungeon, which is fantastic. We got to show you all that kind of life and death mechanic and how that all works. And I can imagine that they can just play with that more and more as you progress deeper and deeper into the game here, guys. I think there might be 4 areas to the cemetery. Is it 3 or 4? I forget. We'll find out, won't we? But yeah, I just enjoy that life-death mechanic, guys. The game's ridiculously difficult, but at the same time, not too difficult to the point where you're ripping your hair out, guys. It's enjoyable. So let's move along here with some treasure. There's also zombies, which we need to watch out for. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna open this. I got some Battle Mage plates, which basically means my bombs are like really pimping right now. Okay, we're gonna blow this all up. Everything's dead officially. So long as I don't do anything stupid, we should be okay. Which, God knows, I have blown myself up before. Oh, good lord. Oh, that's it. That's definitely death. Yep, totally death. Okay, so we've died. Oh, there was one of those environmental hazards I was talking to you guys about. Like I said, there is traps in this game, guys. You gotta need to be kind of aware of your surroundings. We're gonna try to save this human guy here, because if I can save him, I could potentially get... Oh my god. Are you friggin' joking me, man? There you go. You'll contribute 500 gold from now on to my cause here. Every time I restart, I will get the 500 gold bonus now from that guy there, which will be basically very sweet. Will basically increase my loot and give me more items to play with as I enter these dungeons. But now that we're dead, that sucked. Oh, that was crap. I had no choice but to run into that guy there, as you can see. That was a little sucky. I guess because he kind of just got saved in that position, we got kind of boned over there. And there's just kind of like the spawner here, the spirit spawner, that we need to destroy. That's very reminiscent to me of Gauntlet. So let's destroy that there, and then we can get out of this dungeon, I do believe. This part of the dungeon anyways. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm doing kind of balls terrible, but that's okay, because this is one of those games you're gonna be kind of playing over and over again, guys. You're gonna be kind of just getting used to the controls, learning how to play, getting as much loot as you can, dying and restarting it. But there is, like I said, there is that form of progression. So it's not like any one playthrough is useless. In one way or another, you're either progressing your museum, you're progressing your town, unless you like die in the first like battle, which is very highly unlikely, I would think. But yeah, basically there's bosses, there's lots of random loot. Dear God, I'm gonna die. 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 Totally gonna die. That guy's throwing daggers at me. Who throws knives, man? Why are you throwing knives? That's not cool. Okay, so we got rid of most of them. That's good. Kind of got locked in that corner back there. And yeah, I'm probably not gonna lie to you guys. I'm probably not a wonderful player at these games. I'm okay. Oh shit. But I think I did okay. I managed to usually get to the sewers, which is after the first boss. At this point, I just kind of want to show you the first boss before I die. That would be fantastic. And the game, yeah, like I said, it's just graphically, it's very adorable. The music-wise, nothing to really rave about. The music's fine. The sound effects are okay. I think the gameplay is kind of the front and center here, and it's really enjoyable here, guys. It's a very solid game. Any fan of Isaac or, you know, those types of games, twin-stick... Oh, shit! We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Yep, we're gonna die. Oh, there's a werewolf. What the shit was that? Gosh dang it! Alright, so we'll try that one more time. I'm gonna see... Okay, I'm gonna grab my gold this time. This is why I should have grabbed the damn spear. But as you can see now that we've kind of expanded our repertoire here of items that we can get. And I can only imagine it'll probably get more and more bigger as you collect more and more items. We'll walk around Amberfall really quick, just so you can get a view of what the museum and all that looks like. Maybe I won't try to head back in there. But yeah, the museum basically has a collection of all the items you've collected. This is everything I've managed to collect so far. Not the world's greatest collection, but hey, I've seen worse. Let's continue on here. And I think it also has a collection of like the enemies you've fought, the weapons you've collected. The boomerang by far is the most vicious weapon in this game. Artifacts, all that good kind of stuff. I'm not exactly... I think these are just people who may have helped with the Kickstarter. I'm not really sure. I think that's what that is. Hall of the Dead. I think this is where you find bosses. Things like that. These are the different enemies I've fought so far. The Hall of Muck. Oh, these are the different areas. I'm sorry. So as you can see, I basically kind of killed just about everything in the first area. I don't know what I haven't killed in these two spots. Huh. Kind of curious. But that's the museum, guys. That's kind of all of Amberfall. And there's a lot of secrets hidden throughout the game, guys, that you can kind of access through, again, that life and death mechanic. Playing with aspects of the game here. Are they growing trees? It does seem like they're growing trees. And is there anything else in the tavern to speak of? Want to play a game? We're playing a game. What the hell are you talking about? You're crazy. You're crazy, man. Alright, let's go back. And now you can see I have my spear. I could also probably grab something else. I just realized I have 1,200 gold left. So I can probably grab like, let's grab the armor. There we go. And that'll give me a little bit boost to my totems there, even though I don't use totems all that much. But you get an idea of how progression works there, guys, and you head back into the dungeon now and start all over again. Hopefully to get more loot and kick more ass. I would have loved to have shown you the boss, but you kind of got a view of him in the museum if you were paying attention. He is that big looking skeletal dude. This is why I like spears, by the way. They're just such a long distance weapon. And it really helps out if you can just get away from the enemy, just kind of bombard them from afar. At least that's the tactic that I found that works out pretty well. I also found that using boomerangs was spectacular. I had boomerangs, they were just destroying everything. So let's go ahead and kill this guy, die. Only thing about spears is that they're kind of weak, but they really allow for really good sharp angle shots. Like that one right there. I love the spear for that. I should probably not have done that. My bad. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Where is he? Where is he? There we go. He's dead. And then we'll progress farther and farther, guys. But yeah, you got kind of view of the boss in the museum if you were paying attention, guys. I would love to have shown him on video, but again, you know what? That's for you to enjoy, to find out, to face. He's not the world's hardest boss, I'll say that much. He's fairly difficult, but once you learn his tactics, he can get fairly easy. And I think there's about 4 different total areas for you to enjoy. And there's definitely a lot of replay value in this game too. Again, it's kind of like an Isaac style game. It's gonna be kind of going through the same areas over and over again. And you do have that form of progression, guys. The game also does feature Steam achievements. It does not have Steam cards as far as I'm aware right now. But I think that option there is available if you're into the achievements and all that good stuff right there. I'm trying to rush through this dungeon here, see if I can get to the boss. Oh, good lord. And the game does have very nice procedurally generated rooms. Some of the rooms can be very different. I haven't ran too many of the same rooms, to be honest with you. It's happened a couple of times I've run the same room, but it's not very often. That's mostly because I've been through the same areas over and over again. Abacus displays number during combat. What the hell does that mean? Oh, I guess that basically just says how much damage you're doing. There's that room that brings you back to life, so that's kind of a dead end. And not something necessarily I want to deal with right now. Hit the switchies. There we go. Hit the switch. And let's head right here. Hopefully we can find the exit of this place fast enough. Yeah, basically just shows you the damage of things. A ring of minor speed. Yeah, woo! Minor speed. Not really all that much speed. Just minor enough. Okay, we're going to continue moving on here. Alright, need to switch. That would be helpful. There is another schematic, which I'll go ahead and grab. What the hell? Now I got an abacus, which is really great. It's crappy, but great. Not really sure how that's going to help me in combat, to be honest with you. I don't really understand the point of it. Maybe it has greater purpose later on in the game that I am completely unaware of. Which is very possible. There's the key. Gonna ignore everything in this place. And you do need to hit the switch, though, to progress forward here. And the exit should be somewhere over here somewhere. I did use that bomb correctly, thank God. Otherwise, that would have been a lot of damage. Just right in my face, which would kind of sucked. But yeah, the graphics are adorable, guys. I enjoy the graphics a lot. They kind of remind me of Hero Siege, if you're familiar with that game. They're kind of very similar in kind of the cartoony fashion, and with the black lines kind of outlining everything and the way the shots move forward. It's kind of a very similar style of game also. Obviously, this having more of a resemblance to Isaac more than anything else. Okay, want to get these dang zombies away from me. Okay, want to make some corner shots. Ow! Oh my God, I ran right into that spike, didn't I? Like an idiot. Oh my God, I'm totally doofing this up here. Oh, I'm out of bombs? Oh crap. That's okay, though. There's a lot of friggin' enemies in this room, man. You're an ale, dude. Come on, I can hit that guy. Come on, there we go. Booyah! I just gotta get rid of those spawning pits, and we can probably clear this room and head into the next... oh, you know what I can do here? Pow! Oh, good lord. Ow, ow, ow! Come on! Are you freaking kidding me, man? Oh my goodness. Well, guys, that's going to be it. It's definitely a hard game, as you can see. But there's multiple characters for you to unlock. There's lots of meat here to enjoy, a lot of secrets, things like that. But I think that's all I'm going to cover. I enjoyed Wizard's Lizards, guys. Wizard's Lizard, I should say. It is comparable to Isaac or Rogue Legacy, yes. Is it better? Well, that's for you to determine. What I will say is I had a lot of fun playing this game. I lost myself in it for hours and hours, and that is exactly what I want out of my games. Progression can be a bit of a bitch, but that's done on purpose, guys. They don't want you to blow through the game too fast. I haven't run into any bugs at all, and the developer is actively still patching and updating the game, which is always super sweet, always adding more stuff. The only negative thing I have heard and experienced a tiny bit in this game is kind of being overwhelmed at a room start, basically. As you kind of saw a couple times, I kind of just walked into a room and they were already on top of me, so there's just no way to avoid damage. But I think this has more to do with the roguelike element more than it's being done on purpose. I think just something that just needs to be kind of tweaked just a little bit. So give this game a shot. I don't think you will regret it. I think you will enjoy it, especially if you're a fan of Isaac or any of those types of games, guys. Twin stick shooters and all that. Big thanks to the developer for a chance to review this game. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, and I'll keep bringing you awesome games, guys. Till next time, play more indie games.